What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Captain Deadwake here, braving Christine, my Drake Ironclad, out here in Pyro. We're kind of just cruising through this asteroid area. We have been doing some mining, getting some stuff done, and it is time to talk about how to use this ship the way I have so that you can actually enjoy the Ironclad and get out there and experience it, see what it's like to have the best mothership in the game. But it comes with some caveats. If you've already kind of rage quit this ship, melted it and moved on, that is your money, your choice, no judgment. If you've got a little patience like I do and you want to see how I actually use this ship and work around a lot of the problems that come with it, stick around. No, the ship isn't fixed. No, none of the patches have helped it. It still disconnects. It still tries to kill you with its life support. It still tries to kill you in a million other random ways. There's a lot of chaos to be had with having other ships on board. But if you like this ship, you can accept a little bit of risk, then this is the video for you. Alright, let's get started with the thing that's got, I think, the most people annoyed, and it's the ship trying to kill you, suffocate you to death while you're on it. We'll make sure our life support systems are on, just so I can show you this. You'll notice our pressure down in the bottom left is dropping. It's insanely high, but it starts to drop when you're in the pilot seat. The pilot seat, or this upper portion of the command module, is one of the safe zones in the ship. There are a couple of areas where it seems like you'll stop suffocating, but the quickest way to prevent yourself from getting suffocated / crushed to death while running around is to simply take your helmet off. You'll notice as we come back this way, we should start to suffer from adverse effects on the ship. There it is. So it is starting to crush us. We just left Alt-H, take that helmet off, and bam. Crush / suffocate, whatever the hell is happening. The pressure is going up like crazy, so maybe it's like clogging up our suit vents. I don't know. It's weird. It's a bug that shouldn't be happening, obviously, but if you just take your helmet off, you will stop immediately losing health. Always good to keep some health tools on you. I keep a lifeguard kit inside of the multi-tool that you can find at any medical facility. You attach this lifeguard attachment to your multi-tool and you run these lifeguard refill canisters. It functions like a med gun, but it doesn't take up your pistol slot, and it heals you in the similar way that the med gun does. I think that it might be limited in the types of ways it can heal different symptoms, but for just straight up health, it's fine. And if the gun, for whatever reason, doesn't want to work right, because we all know that happens, then I just toggle over to the med pen for a quick hit to get my health back up. I also keep Resurgera on me to fight blood toxicity if I find myself needing to heal a lot. Now, obviously, since you're running around without your helmet on, you got to be careful if you're planning to go EVA or deal with anything outside the ship where you're vented to vacuum, because you will start to suffocate that way as well. You'll also notice that we are still freezing. So eventually, we'll get cold enough that we start to take actual damage. We seem to be standing in a spot where we're slightly warming up. I'm not exactly sure what just happened there, but we got warm enough even with the negative temperature. So like this spot right behind the gantry might be a zone to refresh your freezing temps. Or maybe engineering is just hotter, even though the temperature is still reading negative 126. Oh, well, engineering is fine, it looks like. I wonder if it's fine back here for helmet on. All right, engineering might be a safe zone. There are occasionally safe zones on your ship that you can run back to. You also notice that the lights are on back here. It's really weird. But if we leave this spot, we'll probably start to suffer again. It's very hit or miss. You gotta be, head on a swivel. There we go. We're starting to get adversely affected. We'll pull off our helmet. We're still getting adversely affected, so have your med gun ready. There's some weirdness happening. Okay, so the gantry was still hurting us, even though we were helmet off. We left, now we come back in and we're fine. Temperature's going back up. It's weird, man. There's a reason we call the ship Christine, for me at least, and everyone considers it to be a haunted vessel because it just seems like it's trying to kill you with some weird spirit magic around every corner. But the whole point of this segment is to show that you can mitigate it. Keep your health tools on you, make sure you take your helmet off, learn the areas of the ship that are less likely to gank you, and then you're good. Worst case, if you got ships on board, you can retreat to their cockpits to keep you alive in the case that you're panicking or whatever, or head back up to your command module up to the front, or even just hop in the pilot seat and you'll be okay again. I don't think the elevator is a safe zone. I think you'll still freeze on it and or suffocate. There's actually a zone when you're passing across that you get a little vacuum hiccup even with your, regardless of your helmet being on or off. All right, then as we come up here, you'll notice the temperature starts to warm up again for us, and our pressure problem starts to rapidly decrease. Now you are safe to fly. We'll go ahead and set course for Nick's Gateway, since I need to make a run over to Levski anyway. But in case you're wondering, not in this ship, because I still cannot get through gateways. I've heard of 1 or 2 people that have randomly made it through a jump point. One person to just get thrown back in the original system, and then they weren't able to get through the system again. A lot of what happens with this ship is going to be some serious RNG, man. So like right now, we're in coupled mode. I'm going to actually, or sorry, we're in decoupled. I'm going to always, for this ship, until this is fixed, until the detaching issue is fixed specifically, I go coupled for quantum travel. It's just that way, if you decouple for whatever reason, whether it's over a gas giant like Crusader or Pyro 5, or you're just in quantum and your ship wants to keep moving, at least if you're coupled, your ships should both come to a stop. You're still gonna maybe have to find your other ship, or the body of your ship, whatever the case, but it won't be continuously moving and out of reach. I've had that issue because I like to fly decoupled, so I've had to, for quantum, shift over to coupled flight. Now, we will definitely get a disconnect on this quantum jump, usually pretty early on, and then my workaround here, or my reconnect strategy here, tends to allow us to get all the way to the destination without detaching a second time. Aside from maybe when we actually arrive, even switching back to SCM, sometimes the ship will be like, I'm gonna detach anyway. She's got a personality, man. She's a pain in the ass, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way too. Taking the quantum drive out of the command module does not fix this problem. In fact, it makes it worse. You're not able to even use your nav map to be able to plan a nav route when you don't have your quantum drive in your command module, because it registers your ship as not having one. It says need ship for routing. So not only does it not fix the problem, it makes it more frustrating because you have to do everything by free sight, just like looking for where you're going and jumping. I have tested this several times. I think some people get lucky, like we have now. We've covered 30 gigs without a detachment yet. I'm sure it's gonna come at some point. But sometimes RNGesus blesses you. You know what I mean? You might make it through a jump point. You might do something to your ship and suddenly think you have a workaround, like pulling the quantum drive out of your command module, but then the next guy tries it and it doesn't fix the problem. Or another workaround where you pull up the Ironclad, detach the old command module, blow it up, get the new one, store the ships together, dock them, whatever kind of like ritual some people have come up with that's led to like 10 minutes of good gameplay is not a solid fix. And anything that I've heard that I've tried, it's been acting more like a placebo than an actual permanent workaround for any of this. That's why when you're flying this ship right now, you need to go into it realizing it's probably going to do something dumb. It's probably going to do it a lot. It's probably going to try to kill me by suffocating me. I'm probably going to detach a lot. It's probably going to disappear when I need a quantum back to it, which the easiest fix there is to Alt F4 out of the game. Don't go trying to find it yet. If you can't get to your ship, and maybe we'll have that example, don't try to quantum around and figure out where it is, or go where it tells you it is, because it's not actually 40 gigs away. It's a visual bug. The first thing you need to do is Alt F4 and go right back into the game, into the same shard. Just hit start game. Don't try to change anything, and you will pop back up in the same session right where you're at, except the server or the shard will have resynced and your body of your ship will show up properly. At least it has for me every time. We're actually making it all the way to Nick's Gateway without a detachment, which is really funny. Go figure, for this video she wouldn't want to detach. This is the RNGesus I was joking about. I'm gonna see if I can beat her to detaching when we get here too. Alright, I put us in SCM. She's playing nice right now. She's not detaching. Yesterday on stream, she detached like 1,000,000 times. All right, we're going to jump again so I can see if I can get her to misbehave, because this is usually how it goes. That when I try to show something, she wants to act up. And by act up, I mean not acting up. How weird, right? And no, I haven't stumbled across some magical workaround. Literally again, RNG. This is just luck of the draw. I bet right after I'm done making this video, she's going to start detaching 6 ways to Sunday, bro. It's going to happen. Well, go figure. She doesn't want to detach right now, even with me janking around and everything. So there's plenty of video of this happening on my streams, or any other time you've seen me flying this ship. Probably overlay some of that for you guys now. Oh, there's another disconnect. Here we go. Quantum drive back on. Target. And redock. Redock. She is fighting me right now. Jeez, come on. Okay, yeah, no, the Ironclad is showing that its shields are up, so we're good. So my normal thing, like when we break apart, this is usually how we end. I go into nav mode in this command module, and then usually the quantum drive has been turned off, so I turn it back on, and then I shift back over to SCM, and then right alt N and just redock, and then carry on. Detach, go nav mode CM, turn quantum drive back on, go SCM mode, and then redock. and carry on with your life. That's my normal routine. I've done it so much now that it's just a sequence. I try not to mess with or touch anything while we're in vehicle command transfer. And then usually after command transfer, pips are kind of jacked up. Like it doesn't show our engines or anything are on right now. So I'll, kill the ship and then flight ready power cycle it to get the pips to show back up. Make sure everything is at least how I want it. See, our radar will sometimes turn off, so we'll reset that. And the rest of my pips are fine. I usually run engines a little bit higher, double shields are on, and then you just carry on with your day. Now, one of the reasons that I like using the aux with this ship is that I can keep the Ironclad kind of away from contentious areas like popular stations in Pyro or anywhere, really. That's why I have the aux on board to take my mining material to the station to refine it and then come back with some fresh bags. We will go ahead and do that to see if anything weird happens with locating the Ironclad or if we're able to just quantum back nice and easy. All right, we're starting to suffocate, but we're good. There's like a vacuum segment in between the command module and the actual main body, so don't panic if that blips on. Just keep moving and see if it stops. If not, again, have that healing handy. We're actually warming up right here, and this time around, the vacuum of space isn't trying to kill me while my helmet's off. Sometimes things are just weird, dude. Really weird. I should be okay even with my helmet on in this part of the cargo bay. Yeah, it's usually not till you get past the cargo grid area that you start to suffer. Yeah, see that? Now we are showing an O2 issue, but if you come forward, all right, it's being stubborn and not wanting to... All right, let's go ahead and counter that health drain, and then left alt H, pull that helmet off, left alt H, pull that helmet off. Now we're getting vacuum effects. All right, it's good to be patient. You got time when your health is draining. It's not gonna be immediate. So left alt H, helmet on, and we will hop into our golem to prevent dying. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up again. That's why it's good to make sure you have all the med pens on you and to make sure you've got some researcher on you, because your blood toxicity will climb. We should get in here with just enough time to not die. Or not. Or it would take 10 years for the damn door of the golem to close. It happens. This is a good example of having that patience. Ironclad's still here. We haven't lost it yet. It's fine. Stupid shit happens in this game. Can't let it break you in half every time it happens. Sometimes it's good to just laugh and be like, well, there we go. I'll go ahead and address it because I know it's probably coming up after that in the comments. Why don't you have a nurse on board? Or a C8R? I hate doing that. I hate it. Honestly, taking up space with a medical ship or a medical truck just because there's the off chance that something might happen and I'll die. It's clunky. It clogs up my ship. And frankly, I think the risk of dying builds character. No, I mean, if you want to do that, man, power to you. Load your ship up with all the ways to keep you from dying. You're still going to end up getting screwed over at some point and dying somehow, and probably going to be more mad because you thought you shouldn't. I don't know, I think if you allow yourself the risk or learning how to get around that risk by trying to be more careful, learn skills, or just take the L when you die, it's good for your mental health. It helps you realize that it's going to be okay. I know, I mean, just the fact that I can't store the C8 or the Nursa in any area of the Ironclad that doesn't annoy me that it's taking up space that would be for another one of my ships or a spot where I want to have cargo. It's just not for me. Had I just fully healed and immediately gotten into the golem, I probably would have gotten in with about 10-15% health left and it would have been all right. But I didn't. I took a little too long and the game decided it was going to take a little longer than normal to close up the golem's door, which happens. And yeah, we died. All right, I'm a little suspicious here because it is saying the Drake Ironclad is right over there. That is not where it should be. It should actually be over by Nick's Gateway where our death marker is. This is why I was saying that if you lose track of where your ships are, don't panic and don't try quantuming to where the game tells you your stuff is because it's probably wrong. That also could be like an older bricked Ironclad that just got left out of mine from some other crazy catastrophe. So what we're actually going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get us down to 0. Okay, now that we're still, I'm going to do what I told you all to do, which is Alt F4. We're going to immediately just Alt F4 the game. And then once it comes back up, we're going to launch right back in, go back into the same shard and see if it resyncs everything and our Ironclad shows up where it's supposed to. Even if it doesn't show up immediately as we call into Nyx, it should wake up and be like, oh, hey, yeah, here's your ship. Okay, once you're back on the menu, it should say customization unavailable. Totally fine. All you're going to do is just enter Star Citizen. This method does not end up messing up your missions, like whatever contracts you got going on, wherever you are in the verse, like parties. It basically simulates a crash to desktop. So when you come back in, everything should be exactly as you left it, except in often cases, the game will have corrected some desync errors. And look at that. The Drake Ironclad is now showing up 58 gigs away where our death marker is. So that is why I tell you guys, go ahead and do your Alt F4 first before you go chasing down your mothership. And this goes for more than the Ironclad. I bet this is applicable to the C2, to your Polaris, your Idris, whatever mothership you're using. If you lose track of it for whatever reason, don't panic. Alt F4, rejoin the game, and see if it shows up. Also, if you got this stupid fuel request thing over here, just go into your options, toggle show hints on and off, and it'll go away. That's frustrating in its own right. But with regard to this workaround, I have yet to have this not work. Let me know if you guys do experience that, because maybe we can get a little bit more data. But so far, in the case of a ship that I'm trying to find, Alt F4 and rejoin has brought it back to its accurate location, so I can then find it, dock to it, whatever the case. It's been really helpful. Especially the few times that when she decides to disconnect from the command module, she kind of blips ahead a little bit further in the quantum travel. They don't always drop out exactly in the same spot and break. Sometimes they kind of break and the body goes ahead like another like 12 megameters or something, so this helps in that case too. Alright, as we're nearing the gateway, we're not quite where the gateway is because we did do a little quantum jump between Dudley Daughters and Nick's gateway, so we're going to break that and actually set course for our ship, which you can do just by zooming in on the map a little bit to see where the icon is. All you got to do is zoom in a little bit, click on it. I always hit R to navigate instead of actually clicking on this. Hitting R to navigate seems to help a little bit better. As long as you have this lit up green for anything, like Nick's gateway, now I just tap the R key. It will actually route to that place if you didn't know. It's been a pretty nice quality of life improvement. There we go. We got our route actually set for the Ironclad, so it should queue up, and there we go. Looking good. All right, that worked. I was a little curious as to whether or not we'd be able to get in this thing or not. You'll also notice that when we got back into the hangar of the Ironclad, we didn't start to die with our helmet on and everything. Again, it's very random. Good chance we might go boom right here too. I'm gonna very gently throttle up. We're alive. I haven't figured out what the direct cause is for taking off in a ship and blowing up everything. I think that was some really bad server desync when it happened to me on stream when the golem I just took off, and it sounded like my engine maybe touched the side of the Ironclad and then everything went up in a crazy explosion.
I can do 2. I can do 2 and be fine with it. I'm gonna do 2.
Did that take out the Ironclad as well? Holy shit! So yeah, not really sure what happened there. Alright, so what I was going to do is show you guys one of my methods here. I'm going to transfer the bags that have material in them to the aux, run that in, and then run back with the aux with the fresh bags. Just like that. Those are my empty bags. Some weirdness happening with the aux, apparently. See, it's not just the Ironclad that's messed up. What the hell, dude? What is your malfunction? Alright, I don't really know what's going on there. See, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm just gonna get outside, and then we'll heal. Let's see what happens when I mess with this. We're gonna set these aside. For some reason, the front of our ship is not accepting cargo. Have you guys seen this problem? I have not. This might be an Alt F4 problem. The back is accepting. Another Alt F4, anybody? Alright, golem's broken for some stupid reason, so we're just going to put this back in the Ironclad for now, and I will claim another golem, I guess. See, it's not just the Ironclad, guys. Maybe the Ironclad cursed the golem. Who knows? She's a bad influence, man. She's breaking my other ships. I think one of the reasons I probably look so patient when it comes to dumb things like this, like we had it all gridded, and for whatever reason, the forward part of the golem just turned off. Boxes started to fall away as I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll take these 2 bags in, I'll drop the golem, scrap it, claim it, then I'll grab 4 clean bags and head back. So we're actually going back with 2 more clean bags than we're leaving with. I mean, if we had the money for it. I think right now we're hurting for the dough. Yeah, we're down to about 50K, which eventually, as we roll into this, the mining is going to be generating a lot of revenue, but we're still in the early kind of setup phase, and I am dealing with a lot of ship claims and stuff, kind of getting the ball rolling, so it takes a little bit longer. But the point of what I'm saying is that I go into a troubleshooting mindset. Like, what can I do next to correct, fix, or adapt to whatever just broke. Easiest answer, we go in anyway, we drop the bags, we do what we're going to do refining wise, but we also scrap the golem and get a new one before we head back out to the Ironclad, because sometimes shit just breaks, dude. Now, I get the mindsets of some that will, you know, see something like this and they don't understand how somebody can be accepting, or they don't have the patience to deal with it. But any of us who are playing this game, or who have for a long time, we know how Star Citizen operates. We also have seen the transformation over the years and how much more is in game now, how much progress has been made. If you're brand new to this game, it's better to learn now than later on that you are in for a roller coaster. This is not by any means polished or working 100% the way you think it should. This is a constant case of continuous improvement, of bringing new things, breaking old things, fixing old things, adding new things, breaking things all over again, and bouncing around and adapting to this ever-changing universe. Let's see if this is behaving now. It appears to be. And just like that, our golem appears to be working properly. You can usually find your ship on this map off to the edge somewhere, like over here to the left. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to navigate me to the M80, which is right next to the Ironclad, so it works, man. Still getting us where we got to go. Hopefully this paints a clear picture as to why I like having the Aux on board to act as sort of a cargo tug. I usually want to keep my Ironclad out at sea, so to speak, while I take smaller ships in, whether they need repairs or maybe some new components or something. That way the Ironclad is safe out here, floating in the black the way she should be. Very gentle. Anytime I'm coming in to the Ironclad for any reason. There we go. Still working on parking without third person. Not exactly where I want her, but pretty close. We'll do a little correction here. I try not to have any of the ships bumping into each other on takeoff to avoid any catastrophic scenarios. And I just kill my engines and hop on out. I'm gonna go ahead and loot my body for all the medical supplies and ammo and stuff that's on it before I commit him to the stars. Move all, stack. Alright, you poor bastard. Another soul to Christine. Goodbye. You'll notice again, we're not randomly dying yet. That'll happen at some point, but for now we're okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move this back. This one, yeah, this one has some materials in it. So we're just gonna put this in the second grid, keeping it away from the empty stuff. That's another reason I love how organized this is. This is another reason that I love the freight. I will not be using the assault, because this is my personal corner, right here. Starboard aft section. Port side is where I keep my ships. That's just where I've liked having them. Oh, there we go. Now she's starting to hurt us. Oh no, she's woken up. Shit. Gotta be ready, man. Gotta always be ready. Let's kick this. And we stop dying. Awesome. There we go. Just like that. See? Actively adapting. But yeah, this right side, this is my area. Typically right here is about where I'll end up keeping my fabricator, or I stuff it back over here next to my ATLSs, where our fabricator would be if we had an assault, which, again, I think that's dumb. I feel like this ship should have a fabricator. There's no reason for it not to. At least a small one. Otherwise, we're just going to, you know, carry our own with us on the ship, which that's the plan when I get enough money to buy some extra ones. And I have my own store all crates here. All of my empty bags will be here. I'm going to keep probably about 12 on hand on average. You fill up bags a lot slower now when mining, so you don't really need to fill the Ironclad up with it. And then I can use that forward section there too for cargo missions, for whatever else I want to do. Because this whole section over here, this one square section that I'm running through right now is 720 SU of cargo. This is more gridded cargo space right here in the section up to where that bag is than the C2 Hercules. And that is with having ships on the right and these other grids in the back here. And if I'm doing cargo stuff, I could even move my full bags back over here to port side, just out of the way. So we know that starboard's empty, port is full. This is usually where I would keep my Buccaneer or my Pitbull, but Cujo the Pitbull keeps running away or disappearing. So I think for now I'm probably just going to run with the 2 golems and just do some mining and build up for some crafting adventures. That's pretty much all I can think of right now, guys, for the Ironclad. It's been an adventure, man. I love this ship. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I'm doing a lot of this mothershipping tactic, especially with the 2 golems. It's just really awesome Drake synergy having all of this together. You can have a lot of fun in this ship. You just got to be willing to take that risk and got to to be willing to accept loss when it happens, laugh, shrug it off, claim the ship, get back out there, and keep rolling. Nothing else is coming to mind right now. I hope this wasn't too long. I hope this made sense. I hope this helped some of you, or maybe giving you an idea of how to make this thing work, or what you could be doing in your Ironclad if you're a little lost for suggestions. As always, I appreciate the feedback, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.